Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
After hanging up, Nicole looked around her office with a sense of longing in her eyes. With Lulu's and Patricia gone, she felt rather lonely in this place. However, if Patricia's absence meant that she could find her happiness in Bay Corp, Nicole would be more than happy to let her go. As for Lulu, she should be returning soon. She also believed that Harvey would not remain in the state he was in forever, although he would be broken and depressed for a while. Meanwhile, Thomas was sighing in despair as he stared at a catatonic Harvey in the ward. He had imagined all possible scenarios that would unfold following the end of the feud between Harvey and Nicole, but what he failed to anticipate was that the blow would be too strong for Harvey to stomach. "Mr. Ellison, will your grandson remain this way?" his assistant asked in concern. "I hope he'll be back on his feet soon," Thomas replied, overwhelmed by a sense of helplessness in this situation. He had hired some of the best psychologists and psychiatrists in the country to help his grandson, but to no avail. At this rate, Harvey could only depend on himself. If he could not pull, and was unwilling to pull himself together, there was nothing anyone could do to help him. "We can afford to wait for his recovery, but the company cannot." "What are we going to do?" his assistant asked in concern. At present, Nicole was already at the helm overseeing the company, and if, God forbid, she decided to crush Ellison Group, they would be left with nothing, since Harvey was no longer present to take control of the situation. "Don't worry. Nothing of that sort will happen," Thomas defended Nicole. Then he glanced over at the assistant and added, "You should be thankful that Nicole is still willing to help us manage the company. Without Nicole's help, Ellison Group might already be in ruins." However, Harvey's assistant was left baffled by Thomas's faith in Nicole, though he was more than willing to quit doubting her. As he stared at Harvey, he realized that all he could do was pray for a speedy recovery for his employer. "You may leave now," Thomas ordered. To that, the assistant agreed, his face pale and scrunched up with worry. "Yes, sir." Once the assistant had exited the ward, Thomas turned to Harvey and addressed him. "Are you going to remain in your current state of self-pity and not care about anything?" Harvey's head hung low, and he remained speechless and unresponsive. "I'll hand Nicole the company for now. If you're going to stay pathetic, you won't be getting the company back," Thomas declared, as none of his attempts at advising Harvey had gotten through to him. However, even with such strong words being used, Harvey remained in the same old, soulless position he was in. No matter what Thomas did, he just would not budge. "Do you really care about anything at all? Are you going to waste your entire life like this?" Thomas raised his voice, almost screaming in Harvey's face. Harvey appeared to be shocked for a moment. His eyes were glossy and lifeless as slowly lifted his head to look at Thomas. Then, he gradually laid his head down again without so much as a change to the blank, expressionless look on his face. As expected, Thomas was left heartbroken upon witnessing the state his grandson was in. He clutched his chest in pain, unable to bear the agony of seeing Harvey the way he was. Trembling and shuddering, he took a pill from his pocket and swallowed it. He felt marginally better after he had sat down to calm himself. Then, he looked at Harvey, who remained unresponsive, wondering if he would stay like that forever. A sigh escaped Thomas's lips again, and tears soon welled up in his eyes. He was worried that Harvey would be consigned to his present state of catatonia forever. As the sun set in the west, Dexter and Emma invited everyone to the Riddle family manor where Benjamin, prompting everyone in the family to gather there once it was evening. It had been a long time since the Riddle family manor had a great number of visitors, so the house returned to life once more. There were so many family members present that there was not even enough space for everyone on the couch to sit on. Meanwhile, Nolan and Lana were clamoring to play outside, forcing Lulu and June to take them to the courtyard, with Samuel and Spencer following them. As Sally was pregnant, Steve was worried that she might experience bouts of exhaustion, so he got her to relax and reserved the most spacious seat for her. Sally then sat down, holding hands with Jane. "Ah, would you just look at how sweet the couples are and how close the siblings are? It's truly a sight for sore eyes." I just hope that Emery's and Ella's families will be the same when they get married. Emma sighed. Don't worry. It will, Gloria assured. Hey, Aunt Emma. Why aren't Emery and Ella here? Sean asked. Emery's girlfriend has an assignment abroad, so Emery has flown off to accompany her. As for Ella, he is on a business trip and hasn't returned yet. Oh, I see. Sean nodded, having asked the question at random. Everyone knew Emery's girlfriend was a flight attendant, so Emery would not be able to get her to come if she had to work. Hey, Aunt Emma, is it true that Emery is preparing for the wedding? Steve asked. Emma smiled. Yes, and that's the reason why I've called everyone here. After she had spoken, Emma glanced over at Dexter, who turned to look at Benjamin. Dad, this is the good news I mentioned. Right. That is indeed good news. Mr. Riddle Sr. smiled. Dexter, Emma, congratulations to the both of you. Karen said. Although she was feeling a little bitter and resentful, she knew she had to be cordial and friendly to them. Watching the children of Daniel's and Dexter's families all settle down had made her very anxious for Preston, as her son had made no progress in the relationship department. Come on, Aunt Emma. Give me a break. Preston's voice blared out, causing everyone to turn and stare at the entrance. Why are you here? I thought you wouldn't show up. Karen complained the instant she saw Preston. Hearing that, Preston proceeded to explain. There was a sudden problem at the company, so I got a little occupied. Good evening, Grandpa. Preston greeted as he approached his grandfather, who was seated at the living hall. After shooting Preston a glance, Benjamin declared, Now that everyone is here, let's have dinner. All right. Time to eat. Dillian stepped forward to help his father up. I'll go and call the others, Jane said, heading out to inform Lulu and the others that dinner had already started. Soon, the entire family sat down for dinner. It was a rare occasion, and everyone was in a good mood, chatting and laughing while enjoying their dinner. Nicole was well aware of how delicate the situation was, so she did not participate in any family discussions that might be controversial, such as Emery's engagement to his girlfriend, Ella's business trip, and Stanley's love life. Stanley had also shown up on his own without bringing Tia with him. Nicole had no idea what Stanley was up to, but she believed that he must have his own reasons for not bringing Tia here with him today. She believed he would never allow himself to subject Tia to any feelings of anxiety and discomfort. Behind his act of not taking Tia here today and explaining the truth of his relationship with her was a solid reason Nicole would soon come to learn. What are you thinking about? Jared gently asked Nicole. Nicole raised her head and smiled at Jared. Nothing, I just feel that it's rare to have such moments of peace. Whenever she returned here in the past, there would always be grievances and problems to be addressed, making everyone dread the idea of even coming here. Today, however, she could finally engage in casual conversation with her family without any complications. Jared gently caressed Nicole's hair. Although moments of joy and peace like these made her content, he knew that all of the happiness the Riddle family enjoyed was only possible because of her. Having been through the trenches, she had endured and suffered her fair share of misfortune to make all of this happen. Thankfully, she had gotten what she wanted. After dinner was over, Benjamin called Sean and Nicole over to the study. Grandpa, Sean asked with some confusion, why did you call us here? Is there something going on? After casting a glance at Nicole, Benjamin turned his gaze to Sean and nodded. Yes. Although she was surprised, Nicole had a vague feeling about what her grandfather was going to discuss. A faint smile crossed her face there and then. Grandpa, are you planning to announce this only to the two of us? Nicole playfully teased. With a defeated smile, Benjamin replied. You guessed it. Clearly. Nicole grinned. It was rather obvious, so Nicole had no problem guessing what this was all about. Benjamin had only called them both in, which meant that Benjamin had likely called them in to discuss who the successor of Riddle Corporation was going to be. Benjamin was likely to favor Sean now, or so Nicole hoped. Sean darted his eyes at Nicole, then back at Benjamin, understanding what was about to unfold. Have you made a decision, Grandpa? Sean inquired. Seeing that the both of them understood why he had brought them here, Benjamin prefaced the discussion by saying, "I called you here to hear your opinions." "I have no objections, of course," Nicole said openly. From the very beginning itself, she had decided that it would be best for everyone involved for Sean to inherit Riddle Corporation and become the head of the family. After contemplating for a moment, Sean solemnly responded, "I have no objections either." Everyone had initially hoped that Nicole would be chosen to be the successor. However, she had made her choice to relinquish all claims to the position, and as her family, they naturally respected and supported her decision. If she truly did not want to take on this massive responsibility, Sean was willing to do it for her. "Sean, the burden of managing the Riddle family rests on your shoulders now." Nicole smiled. "Allow me to thank you for your hard work, Sean." In Nicole's opinion, Sean was the most suitable and promising member of the Riddles to inherit the fortunes of the family, as she had no intention of doing so herself. "Now that it's been decided, I'll make the announcement in a bit." "It's great that everyone is here," Benjamin concluded. Benjamin initially favored Nicole, though he had not overlooked how capable, brilliant, and responsible Sean was. However, since the two of his most promising grandchildren had decided to have Sean take the mantle of the head of the family, he respected their choices. "All right," Nicole agreed. Since they were all here, there was no better time to make the announcement other than now. After all, this matter had been put on hold for the longest time, so it would be in everyone's best interest to settle it right this instant. After a while, the three of them emerged from the study. Everyone in the living room was already subdued when Nicole, Benjamin, and Sean were in there, but when they came out, the room became dead silent. Everyone looked at them, each harboring their thoughts and guesses. They were wondering what could have happened to prompt Benjamin to call Sean and Nicole into the study for a private discussion. "There's something I would like to announce," Mr. Riddle Sr. said, sensing everyone's curiosity. "I've decided that Sean will be the successor of our family." "What?" everyone exclaimed in surprise, finding the news somewhat abrupt and shocking. "Dad, don't you think it's still a little too early to appoint a successor?" Daniel advised. "I mean, you can still decide on it a few years later." Hearing that, Karen stepped in and echoed, "Daniel is right. There's no need to rush into this, Dad." However, Benjamin, who was not keen on being persuaded, waved his hand and insisted, "I'm old now. Can't you let your old man enjoy a peaceful retirement? Anyway, it is set. Sean will be the one making all the decisions regarding the family business in the future." Seeing that Benjamin had already made his mind, everyone relented, though not without hesitation. "Daniel, Dad doesn't want to manage the family affairs anymore. He just wants to enjoy his retirement. Personally, I think it's fine for him to decide who to appoint and announce it now," Dexter butted in. After all, they would just be delaying the inevitable if they stalled the announcement for a few more years, so it was ideal to just let Benjamin pass the torch to someone else and enjoy his peace of mind. "You're right, Dexter. Let's just go along with Dad's arrangement," Dillian concurred. Benjamin was already dead set on what he wanted from the very beginning. The announcement he just made was a statement, not a call for discussion. In addition, Nicole was around, and because she had agreed to let Sean take on the role of the head of the Riddle family, his decision was final. At the end of the day, Nicole and Sean were the only ones called into the study to discuss this matter, indicating that he would not listen to be persuaded to listen to anyone else. Thus, everyone would have no choice but to accept his pick. "Well, it is decided then," Benjamin concluded. "If there's nothing else, you may all go home now." "Okay," everyone responded. But after everyone had left, Karen pulled Preston aside. "Mom, is everything okay?" Preston asked. Feigning anger and dismay, Karen chided. "You've been busy all day. Am I not allowed to talk to you for a while when I see you?" "Well, you sure can," Preston agreed and stayed back. After making sure there was nobody else left in the room, Preston asked, "What's going on, Mom?" Preston knew Karen would not have made him stick around if she had nothing important to say. Though she had told him that all she wanted was a chat, it was just an excuse. In truth, Karen had been talking to him ever since dinner had ended. Karen then glanced over at the direction of the stairs, and once she was certain that there was nobody within earshot of what she was about to say, she whispered, "Your grandfather just announced that Sean will inherit the fortunes of the Riddle family. Why didn't you say anything?" "I have no problem with that. What do you want me to say?" Preston replied, his brows raised in puzzlement. "Oh my gosh." Karen sighed, looking at Preston in frustration. "You don't get it, do you? The Riddle family has a ton of assets. Why is Sean the only one who gets to receive all of them?" Hearing that, Preston frowned. "Duh. It has always been this way. There will only ever be one heir, and that's not going to change. Even before this, there was only one heir. The only difference was that every branch of the family used to be united as one. However, all of that changed when Nicole proposed the separation of families, allowing Daniel, Damien, Dillian, and Dexter to manage their own individual companies which were once a part of the greater Riddle Corporation. As of now, Benjamin was the only person with ownership over the family manor. I mean, why not? "You are one of his grandchildren," Karen argued. A serious look crossed Preston at an instant, and he warned, "Mom, please don't say things like that in the future. My ambitions lie elsewhere. Besides, Sean can do a better job than me." "Gosh, you're really trying to piss me off, aren't you?" Karen nagged, unhappy with what she saw as Preston's lack of grit, ambition, and fighting spirit. "Mom, I think life's fine as it is now. Have you forgotten what happened to Snow and Rain? Have you not learned your lesson?" Preston reminded her as his frown became even more prominent. 1-to-1. Karen suddenly choked up, her face turning pale. "Preston is right," Dillian's voice resounded. Taken aback, Karen asked, "Why did you come down here?" She looked up at the banister near the flight of stairs, anxious and scared. "Oh, so now you're scared," Dillian remarked, his expression brimming with disdain. He was displeased at how Karen was so stupid and stubborn that she refused to even own up to her mistakes in the past. Karen's face blanched, becoming as pale as a sheet. It was evident that she was afraid of someone overhearing their conversation. Deep down, however, she was simply unhappy with Benjamin's decision. "Don't you dare mention this anymore. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you've had enough of the comforts of this place, you can leave." And after pausing for a moment, Dillian warned, "Don't get me in trouble." He had truly accepted the situation for what it was now. His only hope was for Preston to have a comfortable life free of worries. In his view, fighting for more out of nothing but unbridled greed was an exercise in pointlessness, so there was no need for him to invite more trouble to himself. "Mom, if you really don't want to stay here, I can find a place for you. I can't and won't promise the things you want out of me, though. Please don't think about it anymore," Preston advised. Karen gritted her teeth in frustration, and she glanced over at Dillian, who remained silent. Left with no other option, she relented. "Fine. I'll stay." Karen felt that it would be better for her to stick around in the confines of the mansion with all of its comforts. Even if Preston was willing to get a house for her, she did not wish to live alone. "Since you've decided to stay, you better behave yourself from here on out," Dillian warned once again, believing that Karen just could not seem to learn from her mistakes. "Listen, Mom and Dad. It's getting late. You should get some sleep. I'm leaving," Preston informed before breathing a sigh of relief. The harmony and unity the family currently enjoyed was hard-earned after years of senseless infighting and feuds, so he hoped it would remain this way for many more years to come. Still dissatisfied, Karen issued a sigh as she watched Preston disappear from view. Why can't Preston be more like us? To Karen, their fate today would have been different had Preston taken after even a modicum of their ambitious nature. "Hell, I'm glad he's not like us," Dillian snorted. "If he were anything like us, we probably wouldn't even have a place to shelter from the wind and rain." If it were not for Nicole, they would not even have the chance to envision a life free from having to think about when their next meal would be. The point was, Benjamin had forgiven them and kept them around only because Nicole had decided to be kind to them. Had Nicole been even a little less forgiving, Benjamin would not have even bothered to consider taking them in. Besides, they knew that Nicole had convinced Benjamin to let them stay in large part due to the cordial relationship she shared with Preston, whom she was still on good terms with until this day. After having stayed in the Riddle family manor for such a long time, many things had become clear to Dillian, and he did not ever wish to repeat the same mistakes again. And though Karen's face was paler than it had ever been, she finally decided that there was no winning this and dropped her nonsense. As soon as Preston had left the Riddle family manor and gotten into his car, his assistant asked, "What took you so long, Mr. Riddle? Is everything okay?" Everyone else had already left by then, causing him to worry that something had happened. "Nothing's going on," Preston said indifferently. Although Karen had a penchant for being out of line, Dillian would still look after her. Therefore, his mother's recklessness and idiocy should not be a problem. Still, Preston sincerely hoped that his mother would learn to accept things for what they were sooner than later. Their life now was the best-case scenario for them, one they would do well to appreciate considering everything they had done in the past. For that, Preston was grateful. The assistant then glanced over at Preston, and when he saw that he was in a rather bad mood, he dropped the subject and drove them away. Meanwhile, Daniel's family had all returned to their homes. While Samuel and Spencer had opted to stick around in the Riddle residence for a bit, Sean and Steve had returned to their own homes with their respective families. In the living room, everyone was seated in the living area, wearing conflicted looks on their faces. "Come on, Mom and Dad. This is good news. Why do you not seem very supportive of Grandpa's decision?" Samuel asked in confusion, looking at Gloria and Daniel. "It's not that. It's just that we feel it might be a bit too early for Sean to take charge of the Riddle family. Either way, it's going to happen sooner or later. It's just that the announcement came a little earlier than you're comfortable with. You must also consider that Grandpa wants to retire now," Samuel advised. At the end of the day, Benjamin had made his stance clear, and there was no changing it. Worried, Gloria turned to Nicole and asked, "Is there really nothing else we can do?" Nicole smirked. "Mom, there's really nothing for you to worry about. Grandpa had decided to announce it today just because everyone was present." "Oh, that's good," Gloria said, not feeling as tensed up now. "My only problem lies in the fact that it was just so sudden. I think I just need some time to process this information. I too did not expect that Grandpa would appoint his successor today, but since he has already done it, we'll just follow through with his wishes. Sean is on board too," Nicole explained, telling her parents why she and Sean were in agreement with Benjamin's ruling. "All right then. It's settled." Daniel nodded. They were in no position to change anything, and the idea of Sean inheriting the vast fortunes of the Riddle family was not something they should frown at either. "I have a question. When we were leaving, why did Karen make Preston stay?" Lulu frowned and asked. "We all know what she's thinking about. Let's just not entertain any of her crap. Don't worry about it. Dillian and Preston won't join in on her madness," June chimed in, her lips pursed in annoyance. "Oh, so you're saying that?" Lulu's eyes widened as a sudden realization dawned upon her. Then, she gritted her teeth and asked, "Is she never going to repent for her actions? I mean, come on. Has she not learned her lesson?" It seemed that Karen had failed to understand why she ought to back down and live the rest of her life in peace, even after all the suffering she had experienced when she was out there living in the streets. "It's okay, she won't be able to do anything. All she can do is think about it," Nicole calmly replied. "That's true. She won't ever make it anywhere by herself," Lulu agreed. Even if Karen was unhappy with Benjamin's decision, there was nothing she could do to change his mind or turn the situation around. "It's getting late. Let's all get some sleep." Nicole looked at Nolan and Lana, who were already swaying back and forth drowsily in Jared's arms. "Okay." Everyone nodded, having noticed that Nolan and Lana were exhausted. Soon, everyone returned to their respective rooms, and after Nicole and Jared had tucked the little ones in, they did the same as well. "You must be tired, huh?" Jared asked upon noticing that Nicole was feeling a little weary. "It's okay," Nicole softly muttered, her eyes already trained on the bed. She was indeed ready for a good sleep. Seeing that her attention was already on the bed, Jared smiled and led Nicole toward it. After placing her down and tucking her in, Jared gently kissed her in the forehead and said, "Sleep well." Nicole chuckled and reached out to hug Jared, after which she planted a gentle kiss on his lips. "Good night." Following an affectionate rub on her head, Jared embraced her. "Good night." Nicole cuddled up to Jared and fell asleep soon after, looking nothing short of happy in his embrace. Then, Jared watched her as he gently stroked her face, his eyes brimming with love and affection for her. Time passed in the blink of an eye, and before they knew it, 2 days had passed. On the 3rd day, Nicole came to Riddle Corporation as usual. "Mr. Ellison," Nicole called out, surprised to see Thomas. "Why are you here?" "I came because I'd like to ask for your help." Thomas sighed. Nicole narrowed her eyes upon hearing that. "Is it about Harvey?" Thomas hesitated for a moment as he looked at Nicole. "Can we talk about it in private?" "Sure, come on in," Nicole said, leading Thomas into the office. After they had both taken a seat, the secretary came in with 2 cups of coffee. "Mr. Ellison, I must tell you that I probably won't be able to help you with anything," Nicole candidly stated, knowing what Thomas's intentions were. "I know. It's just that I can't think of anyone else who can do it other than you." Thomas sighed. "Harvey hasn't shown any signs of improvement for the past few days. I'm genuinely worried that he'll keep deteriorating if he keeps this up." "How are you so sure that I can motivate him?" Nicole asked in frustration, thinking that anything she said would not get through to Harvey. In fact, she must be the last person Harvey wanted to see right now. Understanding what Nicole's doubts were, Thomas explained, "But you might be the turning point." Nicole was quite certain that Harvey would hate her. If that was the case, however, Harvey would never have allowed himself to become a broken shell of himself. If anything, he would be reluctant to accept defeat. Because of this, Thomas believed that Nicole was the only one who could bring Harvey back to who he used to be. There was just no other way around it, and he would take that shot, regardless of how slim their chances were at succeeding. Nicole looked at Thomas and hesitated. She did not have the heart to decline his request outright. She genuinely did not care about Harvey, but the same could not be said for Thomas. After considering it for a moment, she agreed. "All right then. I'll pay him a visit today after I'm done with my work." Overcome with gratitude and relief, Thomas nodded. "Thank you so much in advance." "Don't thank me yet. I'm not sure if this will work," Nicole said. She had her share of doubts about Thomas's plan, but at this rate, she had no choice but to give it a shot. "Regardless of what the outcome is, I must still thank you," Thomas replied. "I know I'm making things difficult for you, but I'm thankful that you're willing to help me out. No matter what happens, you've got a million thanks from me." Thomas understood that Nicole had agreed to do this only because she cared about him. She would likely turn a blind eye to Harvey if it was not for her consideration of Thomas. Nicole sighed after Thomas had left. She then grabbed the file and brought it to the table, struggling to believe that Harvey was actually so fragile and spoiled. "Forget it. I'm helping myself by helping Thomas anyway. Ellison Group is not an average run-of-the-mill company. I really don't want to be in charge of it. I'll just get Harvey to shoulder the responsibility instead," she thought. Soon, the end of the workday arrived, and Lulu came marching into Nicole's office. "Why did you insist on me coming back?" Lulu asked, serious and anxious when she entered the room. Nicole would not have called her over if there were no important developments on her end, so Lulu figured that something might have happened. In response, Nicole looked at Lulu and said, "Come with me to the hospital." "The hospital?" Lulu asked, frowning. Then, her eyes widened in surprise. "Are you going to visit Harvey?" Lulu figured that Harvey must be the reason for Nicole's sudden decision to pay the hospital a visit at this time. as there was no one else she could think of who was currently admitted for an injury or condition of any sort. Yes, Thomas came over for a chat today, Nicole confirmed. Lulu instantly nodded her head in understanding. And you agreed to his request. He personally came over to beg me for help, so how could I possibly decline him? Nicole answered and paused for a moment. On the bright side, it'll be good news for us too if Harvey returns to normal. You're right. We should let Harvey handle his own company. Lulu nodded. Although Thomas had ceded control of Ellison Group to Nicole for now, it was a move made to prevent Harvey from wreaking havoc rather than a direct handover of the company to her. Come on then. Nicole stood up and walked out of the office with Lulu. Ms. Riddle. Patricia greeted, already holding the door and standing in wait for them. Lulu then smiled at Patricia and asked, "Are you coming with us?" "Yes," Patricia replied without any further explanation. She was tagging along for the sake of Nicole's safety, and her task today was to ensure that nobody would get to harm Nicole. She was not only there to protect Nicole from Harvey but also from those operating in the shadows as well. After they had gotten into the car, Patricia ignited the engine and drove them to the hospital. Lulu chatted all the way to the hospital, reaching a point where she asked Patricia, "So how's Ella?" "He's better now, but he has not fully recovered. That was why he did not dare to return to the Riddle family manor last night," Patricia explained. "Oh well, everyone thought he was abroad, so no one bothered to ask for the specifics," Lulu added and paused. "Wait, is he coming back to attend Emery's wedding? I mean, it is around the corner." Patricia frowned, uncertain of what Ella's decision would be. Emery's wedding was about a week away, and as one of Emery's closest family members, Ella should be there for the occasion. No matter how busy he was, he should never miss his brother's wedding. It would be difficult to explain Ella's absence if he did. "Patricia, please keep a close eye on him from here on out. Even if he can't fully recover in time, he must still attend the wedding. In the event that he's exposed, just tell everyone he sustained a minor injury during an accident while he was abroad," Nicole instructed Patricia. "Yes, I understand," Patricia replied, realizing there was no other option at this point. After a while, the car pulled over at the entrance of the hospital, whereupon the trio got out of the car. "Hey Lulu, I think you should get some fruits," Nicole reminded. "What? Do I have to buy him something?" Lulu protested with reluctance written all over her face. Nicole chuckled. "You can't visit a patient empty-handed. That would just be inappropriate." "Well, if this was someone else, sure, we can't visit empty-handed, but this is Harvey we're talking about here," Lulu argued, not wanting to waste a dime on him. "Come on. Just get on with it," Nicole reassured Lulu with a pat on her shoulder. Although Lulu remained unwilling, she still did what Nicole asked her to do. After a while, she returned with a basket of fruits, and the group entered the hospital, arriving at the ward shortly. "Mr. Ellison," they greeted Thomas. "I see everyone is here." Thomas nodded with relief as if he could now see a sliver of hope. After placing the basket of fruits down, Lulu glanced over at Harvey. She was frowning, but she did not have anything to say to him. Meanwhile, Nicole approached the bedside, looking at the dejected Harvey before issuing a sigh. "Do you plan to spend the rest of your days on this hospital bed?" Hearing Nicole's voice, Harvey slowly raised his head in dismay. "Are you here to mock me? So what if I say yes?" Nicole admitted. "Why you?" Harvey's face turned purple with rage. He gritted his teeth, and then, in a tone indicative of helplessness and defeat, he replied, "Well, you're right. The only thing I'm worthy of now is mockery." To Harvey, they lived a winner-takes-all sort of world, and now, he felt that he was set up to be a loser from the very beginning. Nicole narrowed her eyes, and that was when she turned to the others and said, "You guys may leave for now." "Nicole." Lulu shook her head, disagreeing with her approach. "Don't worry. I'll be fine," Nicole nodded confidently. No matter if today's talk went well or not, Nicole was confident that Harvey wouldn't hurt her. Even if he attempted to, she knew she could defend herself. Plus, if needed, Patricia could step in to help restrain Harvey, giving them the upper hand. "Call me if you need anything, Ms. Riddle," Patricia reminded Nicole before leaving. Thomas and Lulu followed suit, but the latter was still looking back at Nicole with worry written all over her face. In turn, Nicole flashed her a slight smile, indicating that she would be fine. Once everyone had left, Nicole turned her gaze to Harvey. "Initially, I didn't even want to give a damn about you. But then your grandfather came to me for help because he doesn't want to see you in this state." Nicole cut to the chase. "For better or worse, my business has nothing to do with him," Harvey said, believing that his grandfather did not truly care about him. If Thomas did, Harvey would not have been left in this miserable state right now. "I thought so too. But your grandfather told me he had to try. Otherwise, the entirety of Ellison Group will be mine," Nicole said. Then, she smirked and continued, "The only price I have to pay is that I'll have to take care of him until the very end of his life. Don't you even dare think about it." Harvey roared, instantly overcome with rage. In response, Nicole shrugged her shoulders. "Oh, what are you going to do about it? One won't let you do whatever the hell you want, and I sure as hell won't let you have your way." Harvey bellowed. "How are you going to do that? You're going to fight back while lying on the hospital bed." Nicole feigned surprise and gave Harvey a mocking stare. She was not threatened by Harvey at all. "Nicole." Harvey suddenly got up from the bed and stared her down with a murderous glare. With a slight smile, Nicole sized Harvey up before nodding in approval. "Not bad. I see you can actually stand up now. I thought you were planning to lie down like a vegetable for the rest of your life." After a slight delay, Harvey raised his brow in complete puzzlement. Then, his expression changed, and he gritted his teeth. "Nicole, you're plotting against me again." "Don't get so worked up," Nicole said, taking on a much more serious tone now. "Mr. Ellison really did make an effort for you. I may not have the right to interfere in the affairs of your family or comment about everything that has happened in the previous generation. However, you should know that he has always loved and cared for you, even though he did mess up in the past. If it weren't for Thomas going out of his way to give his grandson a better life, Harvey would not have accomplished what he had thus far with relative ease." Nicole's words left Harvey speechless there and then. In fact, he was aware of these things himself, though he felt that it was Thomas's way of atoning for the sins of his past. He still felt that he deserved every single favor that Thomas owed him. After a moment of contemplation, Harvey bit his tongue and said, "That is none of your business." Nicole shrugged, indifferent to what Harvey just said. "I know, and that's why I don't want to get involved." Then she looked at him calmly and continued, "But please remember, although Ellison Group is still under your name, you have signed an agreement with me. If you can't manage the company properly, I will have to consider other options." "Don't you dare," Harvey threatened through gritted teeth. "I'm not your grandfather, Harvey." Nicole sneered, knowing he could go ahead and test her. After saying that, Nicole left the ward in long strides. She had said everything she needed to say and done what needed to be done. What happened next would depend on the choices Harvey would make. Of course, if Harvey ended up becoming a disappointment again, she would have to seriously consider other options. After all, she could not just sit and watch as Ellison Group crumbled into ruins. Speechless, Harvey could only open his mouth without saying a word as she watched her recede from view. After a minute or two, Thomas entered the room. "Are you okay?" Thomas came up to Harvey's side and looked at him. A conflicted expression manifested on Harvey's face when he saw how caring his grandfather looked, after which he snorted and laid back down on the bed. Thomas's eyes carried a hint of amusement as he raised his brows. It seemed to him that Harvey should be fine now. "Well, I'll let you get some rest then," Thomas said and left, knowing that Harvey needed some time and space to reflect. He should be okay now. Thomas flashed Nicole a smile, overcome with gratitude. "I really have to thank you this time." Nicole returned the smile and shook her head. "No need to thank me. Now that we've done what we came here to do, we'll be leaving." "All right, have a safe trip back," Thomas nodded. I'm going home too. Why? Lulu asked in confusion. Lulu thought Thomas was supposed to stay and watch over Harvey, so she was puzzled by the idea that he was going home too. He'll have a quicker recovery in my absence, Thomas explained. If he stayed, Harvey might still behave in an awkward manner for a few more days. Oh. Lulu nodded in understanding. With all that was said and done, she was not interested in their affairs. She could care less as long as everything was fine. Nicole left the hospital with Lulu and Patricia after Thomas was gone. Oh yeah. I can't wait till Harvey is back in charge of Ellison Group. I can finally return to you guys in Riddle Corporation. Lulu exclaimed, feeling a sense of relief. Nicole could not help but chuckle at how happy Lulu was. For all your troubles, I'll treat you to lunch later. What do you think about fish and chips? Lulu instantly asked. Her eyes lit up in anticipation. I don't see why that is a problem, Nicole said, rolling her eyes. Shall we call June over so that she can join us? Sure, Lulu replied, before giving June a call and telling her to meet at their usual spot. Meanwhile, Harvey's assistant had come into the ward after everyone was gone. Are you all right, Mr. Ellison? Narrowing his eyes, Harvey ordered. Get me discharged. Yes, sir. His assistant agreed. Get all of your preparations done. We're going back to the company tomorrow. Harvey declared, determined and resolute. Shocked by his recovery, his assistant asked, Are you going back to the company for real? Why? Is that a problem? Harvey retorted with displeasure. Why not at all? We can definitely do that, his assistant exclaimed, enthusiastic as ever because everyone in the company would be delighted to hear about the fact that Harvey was now back in action. Impatient, Harvey glanced over at his assistant. Aren't you going to start now? Yes, I'll make the preparations now, his assistant replied and hurried off. Now alone, Harvey gazed out of the window and thought, I won't let Nicole benefit from this. She is currently overseeing Ellison Group, but I believe I'll be able to find a way to regain control of the company. With a bright fire of determination kindling in his eyes, Harvey continued, I won't give you the chance to mock me again, Nicole. Don't you even dream about taking Ellison Group over. Meanwhile, Nicole and the others had already arrived at the restaurant, where the dining hall was filled with the distinct and delicious aroma of their famous fish and chips dish wafting from the fryer. Oh, nothing beats the taste of fish and chips, I tell you, Lulu said after sitting down. After ordering 3 portions of the restaurant's signature dish, Lulu asked, Do you want a drink? No, I'll take a glass of fruit juice, Nicole declined, shaking her head. I'll have fruit juice too, June echoed. Patricia had to drive, so she could not drink as well, leaving Lulu to enjoy her alcoholic beverage alone. You guys are so boring, Lulu muttered, feeling that all of the fun had been taken away from having to drink alone. After ordering 3 glasses of fruit juice for them, Lulu looked at June with her forehead creased. I find it strange. Why aren't you drinking today? Usually, you would join me or even be the one to suggest it. I haven't been drinking for a long time now. June smiled, feeling a little embarrassed. With her eyes on June, Lulu frowned and scrutinized the look on her face. You're not pregnant, are you? It seemed to her that only women who were pregnant would be so concerned about abstinence from alcohol. Not yet. June blushed.
If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.